Hi guys, how are you today? So I'm just coming back from a visit. I went to one of my daddies and we had a conversation that has just sparked food for thought in my mind, and it's something that I have been thinking about personally. But in us just talking, he shared a personal story with me, and I believe that this concept we should have a discussion about it today. So I'll see you once I set up. I just go back to the office. So let me settle down and let us have this conversation. Hi guys, you are welcome back. Welcome back to another conversation on TY's Thoughts. So I got upstairs. I was going to sit inside the office and I just thought, why not? Let's have some scenery. Although right now all I'm showing you is greens, but hey, greens are nice. The wind is quite windy, but I'm sure that you would still hear my voice in spite of the wind. And today I want to talk about volunteering. Now, first things first, let me introduce myself. My name is Oluwatoyin. God is worthy to be praised. Toyin for short and TY for shorter, which is where you get TY's thoughts from. And you're welcome to my channel. If this is your first time stumbling across any of my videos, thank you. I want to talk about the concept of volunteering today, which is really just giving of your services freely, to an organization, to a person. And I'm talking about this really because I know that there are many people that are in that space where maybe you're out of a job right now, or you've never even had a job, and many people, come to you and say, oh, I need a job, and doors are not opening for you. And I've had this conversation with many young people. Okay, so why not just go and volunteer somewhere? And they're like, so they will not pay me. Now, don't get me wrong. Trust me, I understand. Money is key. Bread and butter is key. What you used to eat is key. But if you're a young person that is still, by the grace of God, living with your parents, there's still some money coming into your pocket, you have money for transport fare, or you have at least something coming from somewhere that can cover your daily life and living. I see no point in you just waking and sleeping and sitting in your house when you could have been working somewhere, giving of your time, giving of your talent, also getting upskilled at the same time, also improving your networks and relationships at the same time, opening up yourself to new opportunities instead of just sitting at home and saying you want to get paid, you can't volunteer, you can't intern. I don't know. But anyways, what inspired this conversation? I went to see, like I said, one of my daddies, and we're just going through his album, and we saw this picture, of him when he was 80, his 80th birthday, which was about 7 years ago, a long time ago. He's almost 90 now. And he was telling us how he had been attending that church, the church he attends now, for 50-something years. To attend the church for 50-something years is in itself epic, right? So I asked him, I said, how did you join the church in the first place? So he said to me, oh, that's an interesting question. So he wasn't living in the city of Lagos at the time, but work brought him to Lagos. And when he got to Lagos, he was looking for a church to attend. And then he says he was going through the newspaper one day and he just saw this opening and realized that this was in the 1960s. So apparently churches used to advertise in newspapers, but the church had advertised that they needed someone that could play their organ for them because their organ player was not available at the time. So they were changing their organ player, and he could play the organ. He had grown up learning to play the piano, and he thought to himself, oh wow, I can go and volunteer. So he went to the church and he told them that, oh, I can volunteer. He said that was how he started to play the organ. 3 weeks or 3 months, I'm not sure which of the two right now, but 3 something down the line, they then got an organ player. But he had become so instrumental that for the next, from 1960 something to the year 2002, yes, for those years, so when they got the full-time organ player, he then became the assistant. The church wasn't willing to let him go again. He took over the job as the assistant. When the person that was a full-time organ player left, after many years, he took over. Long story cut short, right? He was there from 1960 something 2002 as the organ player, something that started as volunteer capacity. But the point is that in the midst of all of that and joining that assembly, he got into also just a fantastic set of relationships, of opportunities, of networks that opened different kinds of doors to him. And I think that is the powerful thing about volunteering. I know that many times we think about the money. And like I said, money is important. But when you have nothing to do, personally for me, in my opinion, right, it is better to be busy doing something than to be busy doing nothing. I understand the need for public transport. And yes, I get it. If you are working in a place, if they can pay you public transport, amazing. However, if they can't, and you can find a way to transport yourself, I think it is much better than just sitting indoors and saying you have nothing to do and you're waiting till the day of Eureka that opens up. Even if you tell yourself that, you know what, I'll give you guys 3 months. You don't even have to work there endlessly. I'll give you guys 3 months. I'll give up myself to this. I'll give up my talent and my time to this. Trust me, it will go a long way. And the beauty about volunteering is the other benefits that it brings to you that is way beyond monetary returns. Now let me share my story with you. In the year 2010, yes, it was 2010, I had just finished my master's. I was in transition. I really didn't know, I just wasn't sure as to the next step I wanted to take. I'd worked somewhere full-time in 2-year capacity during my master's, and even after my master's, I was still working part-time there. My master's was done, and I was asking myself, okay, Tony, what to do, where to go, how to go. At this point, there were now like 3 or 4 different things I could do, and sometimes that's the bane of when you know many things to do, right? So I just wasn't sure what to do. Anyway, in the midst of all of that, I got an email in my inbox one day, and I'm just sharing my story of how I entered a volunteer opportunity that absolutely transformed my life, and I'm still volunteering until today. Yes, 10 years, absolutely truth. So I got an email in my inbox, and what caught my attention was that I looked at, you know, when you put like a mail thread, so the mail had been sent to many people, and in this particular one I could see the mails of all the people, and I looked at everybody that was on that email box, and they were not my mates. Like, they were established people in the media industry, people that were industry giants. So I looked, and the mail was sent to me by an industry giant, inviting me to what was a festival. So I looked at it and I thought to myself, and understand, like I said, at this point in time in my life, I'm just this young girl, finished masters, big dreams, not really sure what to do. So I was sort of like in the limbo. So I knew that definitely I would go to the festival. But some days later, I remember thinking to myself, so Tony, you're on an email list with one person, this person, this person, this person. So these people are going to walk into a festival. You walk into a festival, who you be? That was literally how the thought came to my head. So you guys, you know what I did? It then occurred to me, and this is exactly what happened and how this thing happened. It then occurs to me that, you know what? Instead of just walking into the festival, why not reply the email, say thank you, and say, if you need any help, I am free. Because like I said, at the time, I was free. I wasn't in any full-time job. I was freelancing with that organization. I had a lot of time in my hands. This seemed like something interesting. It was the first time ever that kind of festival would be done. I thought to myself, hey, oh well and good, come and go and learn, come and go and give yourself, just open yourself to the world. And so I replied the email and I said, thank you so much, sir, for this. I would definitely love to attend, but I also want you to know that I'm free. If you need any help with anything, I'm here for you. And he sends me an email and says, oh, fantastic, wonderful, come to the office tomorrow. To cut the long story short, that email that I sent absolutely changed my life. We did that festival that year. It was such an eye-opener for me personally, even in terms of the media industry. It opened me to another genre that I had been thinking about before, but I saw in a different light. In my how many years journey with them, I've gotten opportunities. It's taking me out of the country. My network opened, my relationships opened. I mean, I wasn't even going for all of these things. I was just going because I just thought to myself, Auntie, you cannot be waltzing into this place. Why not just be of help? But that journey in itself has transformed my life in ways that money could never have, and that is the absolute truth. Guys, money is good, but money is not everything. Right? You know, they always say this thing that your network is your actual net worth. And I like how a friend of mine said, he said it's not just your network, but the value that you give to your network is the net worth that you actually have. Money finishes, money comes and goes. You can have 10 million today, something happen, your 10 million is finished tomorrow. In fact, with the way that the currency is going, if you have 1 million naira in your account, the value of your 1 million in 2010 is not the value of your 1 million today. So when it comes to money, we shouldn't give money as much priority as it does not deserve, because truly there are so many things that are much more important than money. And when you allow yourself to get involved in things like working in volunteer capacity, especially when you have nothing to do, for me personally, I believe that it would open you up to so much more benefits. Now, I understand that another snag that sometimes people have with, being volunteers is that you go to places and they just use you. I get it. Trust me, I totally get it. But you see, how do I say this? You cannot be used if you don't give yourself to be used. And I'm just going to drop that there. You can't be used if you don't allow yourself to be used. And I know exactly what it is that I'm saying. Because the value that you take to a place, the way that you present yourself in a place, the way that you work in that place, the way that you put yourself together in that place, the respect that you have for yourself, that you don't make it seem as if, oh my God, I am helpless, I am jobless, I'm just coming to you, help me. No. Come to the table with someone that has something to offer. That even if I am here volunteering, I am here with the fullness of my understanding as a human being, your whole self-confidence, your whole dignity, your whole pride. So nobody is looking down on you because you came as a volunteer. They think, oh, there's nothing going on in your life. No. So guys, I just thought to have this conversation, and I would like to hear your thoughts, your comments, your opinions on this. Have you volunteered somewhere before? What was that experience for you like? Are you pro-volunteering? Are you anti-volunteering? Which one are you? For me, today's conversation is really just a conversation. It's really an interaction. I just want to hear people's views, because like I said, there's so many young people these days that are not really doing anything. And if you just allow yourself to give to somewhere or to someone, in spite of the lack of monetary benefits that you would get, I believe that it would go a long way and speak a long way for you. The relationships that I made, or at least that I started to make 10 years ago, are relationships that are still speaking for me in my life today. There are benefits that I'm still enjoying in my life till today, and there are things that money could not have done for me. And on that note, I want to say thank you for watching TY's Thoughts today. Remember to subscribe, and let's just continue to engage as we live day by day by day, and not just live, but learn from our observations, learn from our experiences, learn from the experiences of others. Until the next episode, see ya.